Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that might surprise you, a concept that sounds straight out of a spy novel, but actually has roots in some of the oldest stories ever told. We're talking about double agents for God. Now, when we hear double agent, we usually think of espionage, secrets, and betrayal. But what if, in some extraordinary circumstances, deception, covert actions, or even appearing to serve one master while secretly working for a higher power, was part of a divine plan? What if God used agents in ways we might not immediately expect? You might be thinking, wait, deception? From God's perspective? It's a fair question, and it's where we need to understand the unique context of these biblical narratives. This isn't about promoting dishonesty for personal gain. Instead, it's about righteous deception, or actions where individuals, often at great risk, fulfilled God's will by appearing to be one thing while serving a greater purpose. Let's look at some remarkable examples from Scripture. Think about Rahab, the woman from Jericho. When Israelite spies came to scout the land, she hid them from the king's men. She flat out lied about their whereabouts, telling the pursuers they'd already left. On the surface, she was a citizen of Jericho, but her actions, driven by a newfound faith in the God of Israel, directly aided his people. She appeared loyal to Jericho, but was, in essence, an agent for God's unfolding plan. Remember Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt? When he first confronted Pharaoh, he consistently asked for a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to the Lord. While true, this wasn't the whole truth. It was a strategic, incremental request, part of God's larger plan to liberate his people permanently, a plan Pharaoh was not privy to up front. Moses acted as a divine negotiator with a hidden agenda. This one is striking. Jehu, anointed king to destroy the house of Ahab and the worship of Baal, used a grand deception. He gathered all the prophets of Baal under the pretense of holding a great sacrifice for Baal. He lured them all into one place, only to then have them executed. God actually commended Jehu for this audacious act of double agency against evil. And let's not forget Shiphrah and Puah, the Hebrew midwives. Pharaoh commanded them to kill all newborn Israelite boys. Did they obey? No. They lied to Pharaoh, claiming the Hebrew women were so robust they delivered before the midwives even arrived. Their righteous defiance and clever deception saved countless lives, and God blessed them for it. These stories aren't about condoning lies for personal gain or justifying manipulation. They reveal a deeper truth, that God, in his infinite wisdom and power, can work through unconventional means. Sometimes, his agents operate in the shadows, using strategic misdirection to achieve a greater righteous outcome when conventional paths are blocked by wickedness or opposition. So, what's the takeaway from these biblical double agents? The moral here is, honestly, pretty profound. God's ways are not always our ways, and his justice often operates beyond our immediate understanding of conventional morality. These stories teach us to look beyond surface appearances. They show that sometimes what seems like a deviation from the norm can actually be a calculated, righteous move in a larger divine strategy. So, it's about ultimate loyalty. Rahab wasn't disloyal to her people in the sense of betraying her family. She was loyal to the true and living God. Moses wasn't deceiving for selfish gain. He was working for the liberation of an entire nation. And Jehu wasn't a hypocrite. He was actually an instrument of divine judgment against profound evil. Let me share a quick parable. A carpenter builds a wooden bridge over a deep chasm. He uses tools, a saw, a hammer, a chisel. Sometimes he faces a stubborn, dangerous piece of wood blocking the way. He grabs a pry bar. The pry bar isn't for building, but for removing obstacles. It looks rough, not elegant. It might seem destructive, but he uses it carefully, just to clear the way so the bridge can be finished. The pry bar isn't for destruction, but to make the bridge safe and complete. In the same way, God, the ultimate master builder, sometimes uses pry bars, unconventional tools or strategies that might seem harsh or deceptive in isolation, to remove obstacles and fulfill his ultimate, good, and just purposes for humanity. These double agents weren't acting on their own whims, but as instruments in the hands of a God who sees the whole picture and works all things for good, even if it means strategic deception to overcome evil and pave the way for salvation. It's a reminder that God's plans are vast and often unfold in ways we can only fully appreciate in hindsight. What do you think about these biblical double agents? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.